Some will say it's the absence of war, and some will tell you as well the best way to maintain your peace is always to prepare for war. And I think that explains the issue that we have in our nation. How do we improve the security situation? We have been on this for too long. Insecurity is a worldwide phenomenon, from Texas to Kandahar to Johannesburg to Lagos to even Saudi Arabia. You will always see one crime or the other, granted. But then when you see it on a scale in which it looks like a pattern, the carnage is too much. And then it gives rise for everybody to be very concerned. And that's why we always have this conversation, because it has to do with public good and having a prosperous nation. We can only be possible in an atmosphere of peace. Mr. Adeyi, what is going on in Nigeria? Because if it's about terrorism, more than 14 years now, we've been on this since the apprehension and the killing of Malam Yusuf, the Boko Haram leader, all of these things. We have seen splinter group and then terrorist organizations. The one at the time we were fighting Boko Haram. Later we learned there is ISWAP, there is ISIL, there are factions loyal to all the kind of people. Recently we have Lakurawa again. They have been confirmed that they are here with us in a very sad capacity. Recently, things that we are not used to, we are having it. We are now having landmines on highway. Before it used to be on villages and bushes, but now these criminals are planting it on highways and everybody is afraid. The supporters of the government of the day, and we are not even talking politics this morning, the supporters of the government of the day will say things are improving. Oh, you can now travel. Oh, this and that. But the people will say, it's like we will take 7 steps forward, we will take another 6 steps backward. And it doesn't appear like we are making a steady growth. Just a few days ago, it was reported 40 persons were killed in Borno State. Like a week ago, an army base, Mr. Adeyi, was overrun by these criminals. Although there was repelling, the call for support, some of them were neutralized. But for me, for people watching this program, I have not come to the time of what kind of audacity a criminal group, they are not attacking a checkpoint, an army base, and they got through with it. Some of them, lost their lives in the case as well. But then we talk about repelling of these guys or airstrikes, we're not having civilian casualties. And Zamfara State is a hotbed of civilian casualties. Less than a month, we've had different strikes that have killed scores of civilians that we should be protecting. There's just a whole lot of confusion. What's the problem? You are the expert here. Take us through.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation, and due to carelessness and insincerity on the part of leadership. I think it was late General Bashir that said it, that if insurgency or whatever lasted for more than 24 hours, that the government of the day is a suspect.
You believe that?
Yes, I believe. He was...
Because people have always been quoting that.
He knew what he was saying. He himself was a general.
Yeah,
he knew what he was saying, that, this issue of Lakurawa come readily as an example or explanation for his statement. How dare a government come to tell the citizens that some people have gathered somewhere, they are gathering now, somewhere in Sokoto, and there are a new set of terrorists, they say they are Lakurawa, and the government even allowed their video to be sent out, and we saw it, that they were gathering, they were recruiting, they were doing this, and the government was waiting for perhaps for them to complete the recruitment, maybe the training, and then begin their operation before they will take the fight to them. The moment you confirm that these people are terrorists, they are gathering, even entering the country itself should be prevented, not to talk of gathering, having a location for themselves. And
that they even spread from Kebbi to Sokoto.
You know their intention, you have confirmed that, and then you are waiting until they attack before you will now say you are repelling them. I mean, the moment they are there, if we are serious, the military will run them up there. If possible, they eliminate them, neutralize them, and that will serve as a warning to other members or recruits that may be coming. When they don't have anywhere to go, you have, decimated them, you have finished their headquarters, you have anticipated their intention, you have neutralized them, then who will come in again to say, I want to join them? You know for how many months government told us that there is something called Lakurawa, and until those people struck, there was no anything that the government, have done to say, okay, you will not survive here.
Mr. Ade, the defense headquarters had to come like 2 months ago to say, oh, now we can say there is a new terrorist organization in town. And, they said when they came in, the people accommodated. In fact, they blamed the people to say they didn't come forward with information and there's no way they can know and all of those things. And many persons say, excuse me, this is 2025. You mean there is no intelligence and all of this actionable intelligence? But they have been blaming the people. Are the people culpable? Because some persons say they are apologists of these criminals. And sometimes again, they will say they don't usually come as criminals. They come as clerics, they come as brothers. And many of the people at that borderline, they see them as brothers because actually some of them are family members, towards the other side of the border. So can we exactly exonerate the people there that they don't know about this?
Blaming the people who come last. Whichever way the government used, whatever formula that they used to obtain information that some deadly organizations are right here. Whether the people told the government or the government got to know by way of technology or anyhow, that should not be the concern now. That these people are here and you know the location, you know their intention, treat that one first. And later come to maybe create awareness program for your people on information. That's why I always say it when I have a program like this, that we need effective and very strong neighborhood watch. How many of these people that we're talking about, particularly in the North, have we sat down before to say, okay, let me tell you why you should tell me things that you see?
Advocacy.
There's no advocacy, no creation of awareness. How many of them have we trained on information? That this is information. How many government in Nigeria, state government in Nigeria, have ever embarked on training of the people on information? And where is that ministry that is created by any of them that you can take your information to? They will tell you, when you see something, go and tell the law enforcement agency. How many of these law enforcement agencies are approachable to the people?
So we are getting it wrong from that point.
Yes, if people have a civilian arrangement where they can take their information to. I got disappointed very recently, I think last week, when a state commissioner for information was saying that they are helpless on the issue of Osun State, those people that they arrested at Ilesha or whatever.
Ilesha is.
That it is the law enforcement people that we handle that. And it's a commissioner for information. Under his office, there should be an arrangement where people can bring information. He takes information to the people. How many times have the people taken information to him? Because of the wrong perception of the office that I am commissioner for information, I must tell the people what the government is doing or what the government is doing.
But can everybody have an access to a commissioner of information?
It's a two-way thing.
How?
When you are a commissioner for information, you should have a department under you where people will take their information. It is not about political information now. It's not about what do you call it, community work or anything, even security information. And you should have people there that will do the follow-up, that will share the whatever information that they brought, that will process it into intelligence and take it to relevant agencies. Our people are not comfortable with going to the police to say, I want to see the DPO. I want to give you.
But isn't that a problem? Nigeria police should be a friend of the people. Isn't that a problem?
It's not about talking it. It's about acting it. You can't say police cannot just tell the people that we are your friend. They should act it. People will see it and actually know that these people are my friends. So it is not about saying, writing it on the wall in the police station that police is your friend. And while you are reading that, another constable is eating a suspected person with batting and blood is gushing out of the head of the person, whereas you are standing there at the station. And then the description is there that police is your friend. The way the policeman was addressing somebody who brought complaints, they get what you are reading.
So you are saying we need advocacy for people to know what to do, where to go.
And then the police should be taking on trainings on how to relate with the people. It is how they relate with the people now. They don't even need to write it. That will tell people that, oh, police is our friend.
That's the way it should be.
That's the way. It's not about writing it.
You talked about the commissioner now, about information gathering and information sharing. They will say, okay, he's doing his work, he's giving the people information, but he doesn't have the mandate of rounding off criminals, does he?
But it's part of the mandate to obtain information from the people and give to people that will run the criminals.
So where does the intelligence community come in all of this?
That is
the NIA, the DSS, and all of them.
Where they come in is that it's a stage by stage thing. If people know where to take their information to, that is not the conventional police and the DSS and all these things. If they take it to that department, that they are familiar with the people, they are civilian, they know they are not going to be harassed, they know they are not going to be disappointed or, sell out. Persecuted or this thing. They will not take the information to those people. It is those people now that will look at the information and know which department to share it with. If it is civil defense information, they will take it to the civil
Mr. Day,
and do the follow-up.
Yeah, because of time, so many persons have said this same thing that you said about giving information, very actionable information and intelligence to the security, especially in the north, the security arrangement, the GTF and all of these persons, and the army, or the military will move in on these criminals and neutralize them and do a very good work. But after like 6 months or 1 year, the remnants of these criminals will gather, come back to that village to come and hunt them for giving that information. We've had this severally. And in fact, there was a situation like 3 years ago in which some rice farmers, they were killed, they were decimated in a way that is very gruesome. And they told the survivors that this is for the information you gave to the military and for attacking us. So what choice do a civilian have? Because he knows, if I go to do this, one way or the other, these guys will know, even if it's a year, they will come back.
That's why I said every stage to have a Minister of Information that is truly Minister of Information in the real sense of it.
The real sense of it, how?
Okay. Like I work to the Ministry of Information here now, volunteer information to them, and I left. And the Ministry of Information officials, by whatever arrangement they have with these security agencies, share the same information with them. And without revealing that I was the one that brought the information, it could be very far for those people to know that I brought the information. Because I am relating with a department in the Ministry of Information, unlike those one at the theater. You went to the commander at the theater to share your information.
Because that's the
commander now.
That's the only arrangement that they have.
And the commander has his orderly, he has his PA and everything. It happened before when they had to search the phone and discover that it was the PA of a commander that was relating with
information.
The hostile agents. The PA to the commander at the theater. So, and the commander never knew. When the informants were coming with information, would you suspect your PA? And we have seen situations whereby even a commander at the theater was shot from the back by his own soldier and deliberately, because he had connection with those people that they were fighting.
So there are enemies within.
And another experience that a particular soldier, I think that one that has absconded, he shared one video where he said one of the soldiers was protesting that he was killing these people, that he was killing them too much, that he should stop it. And it's of their tribe. Of the same tribe with them.
So that's conspiracy.
So that is conspiracy. So those are the problems that they are facing at the theater. You don't go and surrender information or share information to those people at the theater.
So there should be a civilian arrangement
where you can
that will not expose sources of information.
That will not expose. That is what we call protection of sources in the DSS.
All right.
So we should protect our source of information.
All right. 3 questions before we round it off. I'm told we have less than 5 minutes. Number 1 is this. This administration, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, how will you, patriotically, judge security under them. I'll give you an example. Nigerian Bureau of Statistics and MDA of the government came up that from 2023 May to April 2024, that's 12 months, the Nigerians have paid 2.2 trillion naira on ransom. The Southeast paid the least, the Northwest paid the highest under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Are we not retrogressing? 2.2 trillion naira in this economy has been paid through pains as ransom to these criminal elements.
Yeah, to be sincere, that one is a very bad development, if it is true. That this
it came from an agency of the government.
I think so far, initially, when you see, it is common in security practices that when you come, these criminal elements will withdraw into their shell. Not that they are afraid of you. They want to study how serious you are, how deadly you can be with them. They go into their own drawing board, look at, assess you and your intention and everything. If they see that you are a practically crazy person, they run away finally. But initially, when they withdraw like that, and you think that they are gone or that they are afraid of you, no, they are assessing you. Now they will return. At a time before, these criminal elements we kind of had some peace that we are almost giving it to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that since he came, there has been seriousness and this and that they was performing. No, those people, they always have their way of regrouping, like you said. The only error that I see in this operation is that the military, they are more aggressive at this time, particularly the Air Force, and to such that they were even having
civilian
erroneous bombing. But to what extent are they taking cognizance of the ground troops? The people that are escaping from attack of the military, those criminal elements. Some of them, when they manage to escape, they melt into the civilian population because nobody on ground was doing what was supposed to be done. No backup to, apprehend them. No sufficient backup, let me put it that way. And that should be the job for civil defense and the mobile policemen that are...
Do we have the numbers? That's the issue.
That is the problem. But it's not about the number now. It's about coordinated attack. If they are well coordinated, if they know that, okay, the Air Force is going to strike somewhere here, the ground troops are going to do the sweeping on ground, then some people will be coming as backup. The fleeing element, they will be arresting them. If they are armed, they will be finishing them.
As a person of conscience and a true Nigerian, do you think Bola Ahmed Tinubu is, on the security front, is failing?
Well, you say as a patriotic Nigerian, going by where we are coming from.
The evidence available.
In the last 2 years, we have seen governments come and fail and go. Nothing has changed.
So it's the same trajectory that we are still having.
Right now.
Because under him, Nigerians have paid 2.2 trillion naira to criminals.
We have a government before that was rumored to be even sponsoring the insurgents.
The criminals.
The criminals against us. So we have had different type of government. Maybe the approach, the style of this particular one is to say, okay, if that is what you want, that I will buy peace for my people, maybe that is why that one that you're saying. But I am not too sure that it will be something that will be the adopted strategy of this administration for too long. Sometimes when there is a problem between, two people, you tend to say, okay, you take this phone. Meanwhile, and then you go into your framework to say, okay, what can I do? So when the person is coming, thinking that you will give him phone, you give him stick.
That's a big analogy there. We'll look into that. But if I might take your parting shot, your neighbor, my neighbor, people will say Ifonrolu and Ilubu, they have started again. Are you embarrassed that this is coming up again? Or are you tired? Or what's the issue?
No, I'm not embarrassed and I'm not tired. It will continue to reoccur like that. Why? Because so far, And if the government still continue to rely on curfew as solution to it, anytime it happens, they announce curfew. And
yes, at least
when they announce the curfew, they go to sleep.
What should we do?
And then this thing will reoccur.
What do you think the solution is? I'll take that as your parting shot. Yeah.
It's not about curfew now that the government should think about.
What should they think about? What should they do?
Theirs has been badly useful, isn't it? And let government go there and look for what...
There has been settlement. There have been agreement in the past.
Forget that.
You know there was an agreement.
Forget that.
Like a year ago.
Let the government go to that place, construct, seize the land for both sides, and look for a project that be security related and put it there. And let us see whether they will fight. Or they go.
What would that project be? An army base or what?
They can attract an army base to the place. Like recently, the Air Force were looking for a base in Osun State. They approached former Governor Oyetola to give them land. The demand is still there on the table of the government. Let him go and give them land there now.
You think that will settle the matter?
Would they overrun the military to go and fight on the other side?
All right.
Dash the land to the military. Let them put their let the governor go to Abuja, go and talk to the Minister of Defense. Talk to the chief of staff, chief of military, this and that.
All right.
Do you need land? I want you to establish a base in so place. I have land for you.
And everybody will stand down.
Let them go and overrun or enter into military zone.
Improving security in Nigeria, both nationally and locally, even internationally, has been the subject of the discussion this morning. We've had an expert, security expert, speak with us, Mr. Akin Adeyi. Thank you for your time and your take. And it's always good to have you here to talk about these things, And that will be... Thank you very much, sir. That will be the size of the program today. And of course, for the week on Morning Spring. Thank you for staying with us, or with me. And of course, big shout out to the production team for doing a human's job. We'll make a return, God willing, next week, Monday. You can have a recap of today's program or other programs, all the editions and topics we treated this week on our YouTube channel on Western Spring TV. It's beautiful and instructive as well, even on our social media platforms on X, on Instagram, and even on our Facebook page, all at Western Spring Television. Femi Ojo is my name. Please stay alive. God bless Nigeria. Bye.